Y'all already know the drill. We are out here waiting for YouTube to... Oh, there you go. It's actually good now. Let's publish this video, and then we will go out there and post this tweet at 3:09 p.m. But now, I don't have to think about the Vancouver Canucks anymore. Let's go out there and talk about the Oilers, because man, oh man, has there been some discourse on this guy right here. The newest addition to the Edmonton Oilers Core 4. No longer are the days that we are crapping on Toronto for their Core 4. Huge contracts handed out to Marner, Matthews, Tavares, and Nylander. No. Marner is gone from Toronto. And John Tavares took a big discount, so there isn't really a Core 4 anymore for the Maple Leafs. But in Edmonton, oh boy, there is a double center, double defenseman stacking up of the likes that we have a Core 4 now in Oil Town. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, and Evan Bouchard, who's gone out there with a $10.5 million AAV contract for the next 4 years, till the end of 2028-2029. This is a guy who got paid such a high amount of money because the Oilers were scared of any sort of an offer sheet that could have been on the table. It was already talked about that, they were kind of freaking out about that, so they just said, screw it, we'll give you 10.5, here you go, you're worth it anyways in our eyes. Evan Bouchard is 25 years old, and he's coming off of a 67-point in 82-game campaign. Now, that might not be as good as the 82 points he had in 81 games the year prior, but he still produces a lot in the playoffs. Just look at the playoff production he's had over the past few years. 23 points in 22 games last year. Or not last year, this previous year, 32 points in 25 games last year, 17 points in 12 games the year before that. Evan Bouchard has been a power play quarterback, somebody who is really the perfect complement to McDavid and Draisaitl's power play opportunity. Bouchard's great, but he leaves a lot to be desired on his own end. That was always an issue with Evan Bouchard. It's why even back in the day, concerns with Evan Bouchard, and then we'll type in Lego Rocks 99. Can we find our old video that we made? Nope, that is not it. Okay, we'll do this, concerns, and then Evan Bouchard. How about that? There we go. So we made the video talking about concerns with Evan Bouchard 7 years prior. And to be honest, we did make some videos saying, I was wrong about Evan Bouchard because he actually became better. And to be fair, the guy is a $10.5 million defenseman at the National Hockey League level. He was a point-per-game defenseman in the past few playoff runs. So I think that saying that guy was never going to make the NHL, that's not realistic. The guy's talented. He's offensively productive. He's good. But there were concerns. And that is the subject of today's video, because it's not even just me going out there and talking about Evan Bouchard, saying that, he's got these problems with his game. He doesn't back check. He's not great defensively. This and that and the other thing. We have ourselves an article from the Edmonton Journal published by David Staples that dives into an ex-NHL veteran who's ripping the Evan Bouchard signing. If you want to win, that is not the guy. Who exactly is the guy that we are talking about that made these comments? Well, it's none other than former NHL defenseman James Wisniewski. There you go. Wisniewski was a Blue Jacket for quite a while. He played in Anaheim, he played in Carolina, he played in Chicago, and with the Islanders. He's an NHL veteran, and he maxed out at 51 points in 75 games played with the Blue Jackets in 2013-14. Quite the achievement there for the now retired 41-year-old. But James Wisniewski made himself an appearance on the Empty Netters podcast, going out there and talking about the Oilers and this Evan Bouchard deal. Let's zoom in so we can get a better look at it. Is that too close of a look? Yeah, that is. Let's zoom out. This is what Wisniewski says about Evan Bouchard and his contract. I don't think that Bouchard is at 10.5 million. I don't think that's the right play. If you want to effing win, That is not the guy you're going to sign to go to the next level. And I'm not taking credit away from him by being like a really good offensive defenseman, but he's eating up $10.5 million of your salary. Wisniewski said that Bouchard was good on the power play, but he's not that good other than that. Sign a $5 million power play guy, and then you have $5.5 million for a shutdown guy. Now you've got 2D for the price of 1. Now, that is a really interesting way to think about it, because I think it's a lot easier to just say, in theory, oh yeah, well, Evan Bouchard's 10.5. Sign a Gustafsson caliber guy at 5, and then get a shutdown guy at 5.5 that helps you out more so than one $10.5 million Bouchard would, wouldn't it? But here's the thing, I actually do agree sort of with the idea that says that Bouchard is one of the best offensive defensemen in the world, like, especially when it comes to the power play. Strictly speaking, on the man advantage, I think there are very few players that can slow the game down and control things and get pucks through like Bouchard. Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, these guys affect the game on the power play in a different way with their skating activation and how they open up space. Evan Bouchard does that just by holding onto the puck and making really good decisions all the time. It's a different style for sure, but I do think that it should be noted, it's not as simple as signing a Gustafsson or somebody to come in and replace 82 points in 81 games out of Bouchard. It's like unattainable out of most NHL players, I feel. Wisniewski does go out there and say, though, that Bouchard is a way better player than he ever was. Wisniewski was a 30-point player per year at his peak, topping out at 51 points. That said, Wisniewski added here, I guarantee you right now, if you gave me 2 months of actually getting my fat ass in shape, I could run the effing power play. Literally, you had to be Ray Charles in order to not run that power play in Edmonton. Okay, now, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. I get his point. It's like, yeah, I'm sitting here saying that Bouchard is one of the best power play defensemen in the NHL, but you also have to ask, if Bouchard was playing on a power play that didn't feature McDavid and Draisaitl, would he still be as effective? Probably not. He'd still be good, but how good? That's the question. Ray Charles couldn't run this power play. No disrespect to the man himself, the legend himself, Ray Charles, but still, that's a really interesting point there. All a D-man has to do is get the puck to McDavid to rip a one-timer shot, Wisniewski said, and that's not $10.5 million a year. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not dogging on Bouchard, I'm talking about the contract for the team. He's an unbelievable player, I'm just talking about for the team, it's not good. I'm just saying for the team, for the money, to win, I don't know if that's what's best. Co-host Dan Power said the smartest thing Edmonton could have done after the Stanley Cup final against Florida was to trade Bouchard when his value was high. Wisniewski agreed, saying the Oilers could have brought in somebody else who could do his power play job at half the price. You sign Evan Bouchard, but you can't sign Corey Perry for $2 million? What was that? Corey Perry might have been their best forward in the playoffs. I'm like, I just don't understand. Now, let's go out there and dive into some of the other takes here. I mean, this is what Staples goes out there and writes. He responds to the Bouchard comments. I'd be lying, David Staples writes, if I said I'd never considered whether the Oilers would not be better off bringing in a cheaper power play specialist, moving up Bouchard and using the cap space elsewhere. I'll suggest that if Stan Bowman didn't consider such a move, he wouldn't be doing his job. That said, I'm thrilled that Bouchard is back in Edmonton for 4 more years. In his last 2 playoff seasons, he put up a bunch of points. That's Hall of Fame level production. With all due respect to Wisniewski, he is undervaluing Bouchard's offensive skill, his clutch playoff excellence 2 years running, his role as Edmonton's even-strength quarterback on breakout plays for McDavid and Draisaitl, and his defensive play? Bruh. Evan Bouchard's defensive play ain't all that, in my opinion, but we'll settle this another day, James Wisniewski and Evan Bouchard. For now, though, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with this assessment that Bouchard's contract really is that of the devil for the Edmonton Oilers? Is it misplaced value here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree, disagree with Wisniewski's take? I hope you enjoyed this Finish Astros 99, and bye.